Welcome back to another episode of the Offside Lounge podcast, everyone. My name is Viraj, and I'm a Manchester City fan. I'm still intoxicated on the fact that we've won our fourth Premier League title right now. We've got along with us Amir, who's still on cloud nine after winning the FA Cup with Manchester United. And on the other hand, we've got Praneeth, who's a PSG fan and still sad on the fact that Mbappe is sprinting to Madrid. So today's hot take, today's exclusive news is that Eric Ten Hag might get sacked by United. Now, will this still be the fact after he's won the FA Cup recently? What's your take on it, Amir?
Yeah, so I saw that news and I was very upset that the news is coming that we are going to sack Ten Hag. Because see, like Ferguson का speech याद है ना? Last में क्या बोला था वो? कि the way you have supported me for 13 years, your job is to support the new manager. But I think there is the only thing that club board is lagging. It's not like buying players will solve the solution or spending money. We have spent what 1 billion net spending, which is the highest in Premier League. But where are the results? Because the problem is we are not giving enough time to the managers. Especially, I'll consider sacking more David Moyes and Van Gaal. But what we did with Jose was completely wrong. What we did with Ole was completely wrong. Oh, you guys might know that Ole wanted Bellingham and Haaland, and we gave him Ronaldo. So all those things are there where managers can't be blamed. Manager is actually the easy target, for everyone. कुछ भी हुआ डालो मैनेजर पे. United fans तो इसमें बहुत अच्छे. So what my take is, we should obviously give time to Ten Hag, considering 3 finals in 2 years, winning 2 out of them is absolutely a good job, considering the injuries, the other problems which club is going through. Second point is, question is who will replace him, and the news is regarding Thomas Tuchel and Pochettino. Pochettino नहीं चाहिए, please. I'm done with that manager. उसको टॉटनम में तो बहुत अच्छा टाइम था, कुछ नहीं किया. PSG gave him a lot of opportunities, what he wanted, but still same problem. Chelsea में कुछ नहीं, मतलब Chelsea चलो दूसरा, Chelsea had different problems as well, but Pochettino is not a right person to go for United. And considering Thomas Tuchel, okay, he has brought good results in short period of time, but Tuchel has never been a long term solution. He has वो थोड़े टाइम बाद क्लब्स के साथ उसके problems आ जाते हैं. So Ten Hag is the better option now. Yeah, he has made some bad signings, I agree. But if we give time to him, let's see. I hope he will, he will build a better team in coming future. What do you guys think?
I feel United को stick करना चाहिए with Ten Hag, mainly because I think winning 2 trophies in 2 seasons with pardon my language, such a shit squad is something that should give him credit for. I think United needs to have that bit of an identity that needs to, like, they need to find their identity again. Ever since Ferguson's left, they've just been looking for what United stands for. They haven't been able to find that rhythm and that passion for the badge. Like, of course, you've got a few players like Rashford who haven't performed but are really connected to the club. We saw photos of him crying after lifting the FA Cup final as well, which shows that yes, that passion is there, but it's just a small बोलते हैं ना कि chingari hai, which is just waiting for someone to just turn it into a big fire. I think Ten Hag has that potential, and especially coming from a PSG fan where we've had probably 4 different managers managing us. They've just had 1.5 years, and we're just expecting them to come in and win the Champions League final for us, which is not possible. It is a thing that takes time. Liverpool, for example. Klopp's done a wonderful job there. So I think I am for Ten Hag to just keep continuing at United. I think with backing from the owners and with backing from like getting the signings that he wants, I think they can do a good job next season as well. But I think United's board and Radcliffe, on the other hand, just want a clean slate where they can start. You've got majority of the squad put on the transfer list again, so maybe getting new players and new managers is the option that the owners are looking at. But I think United need to take it on as a project, and Ten Hag needs to take it on as a project and build the club with the things that they've got. I think it's more to do with the way the club is run rather than the manager. I think if that gets solved, I think a lot of things will get solved at Manchester United.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Praneeth, here, because the only thing that would have caused United to sack Eric Ten Hag, if they eventually go ahead and do it, would be his signings for sure, because he might have had that mindset of, getting that Ajax squad into United, getting Van de Beek, getting Anthony, did not turn out to go well with what he would have procrastinated. But yes, if he has to, I think he's done a good job with the injuries that, like Amaya said, that United has had this season. But apart from the fact that most of the squad will be washed off from this club, and there would be new faces in the likes of Kobe Mainu and Ganacho, basically young and so prominent with their future.
Yeah.
Yes, I think he deserves another year. If United go on and do it, I think they would definitely get out a good result out of Eric Ten Hag, and they should believe in the philosophy, like they did not really do it for their last Dutch manager. But yes, Eric Tan, I would only blame him for the fact that he's been the most blessed in terms of signings if you compare it to Mourinho, because even with Mourinho's the whole heritage speech that he gave was really huge. And yes, he did not get his signings. Neither did Van Gaal, neither did Rangnick, even though he was there for a short stint, and neither did Ole. In those likes, I think he's been, privileged. But yes, I think he should stay at United for another year, at least give us the points.
Yeah.
And
Um,
looking now at Liverpool or Arsenal, the only one reason why their managers have been successful is that club gave them time. Because look at Klopp, how he struggled initially. Arteta,
Yeah.
all these have, they took their time to build. And Ten Hag, in building process, he has won us 2 trophies. So I think it's totally commendable, and we should give him time.
Yeah. All right. So let's just assume Ten Hag gets sacked by United. Let's take into consideration that broad perspective. We know that you've got Thomas Tuchel and Pochettino as that are available. They've been let go by their respective clubs as well. We've got some bigger names in that pot with the great Jose Mourinho joining that list of managers who are looking for work. Who do you think is going to be the best suited manager to take over if Ten Hag is sacked? Even Xavi's become available now. So who do you think is the best person? What do you think, Viraj? I'll take opponent's
um,
perspective on this.
I think from an opponent's perspective, I would want Eric Ten Hag to stay for him to give us all the crucial points and for us to enjoy a lot of merrier Manchester derbies in the near future. But there's only one name that comes into my mind. I mean, even though the others might be suitable for it, like Deserby, who is leaving Brighton right now, he could cope up with United's counter-attacking style of play. But if not him, I think Mourinho would be the best guy, because he's been there, he knows the club in and out, and उसको पता है अभी ये टाइम किसको सीधा करना पड़ेगा और किसको भगाना पड़ेगा. अगर if that time comes, he knows he'll be to blame this time around, because he might have had his reasons back then, but if he comes in this time, I think it would be more entertaining. Even though we have had bigger names with United when Mourinho was here than this time around. I think the club's in a whole developing stage, but yes, Mourinho would be the most suitable for me for the
Hmm.
job at United right now. What about you, Amir?
Yeah, definitely, man. मरीनो अगर आ रहा है तो क्या चाहिए मतलब और. एंड स्पेशली नो मोर पोग्बा ड्रामा यार. वो क्या हुआ था वो सारे. पोग्बा क्या
The
चल
whole
रहा था
media thing.
कुछ. So yeah, Jose knows the, he knows Premier League, he knows the club. He also highlighted what are the problems in the club. As he said that finishing second with the United was his biggest achievement. And consider he has won treble with Porto. So, and that guy knows, how to control the dressing room. Just like Pep. So Pep का भी वही खासियत है. कोई भी प्लेयर आ जाए, you cannot, उसको पता है हर प्लेयर को कैसे रखना है. Like look at Kevin De
Hmm.
Bruyne, Haaland, anyone, or even at Barça what he did, and Bayern. So Marino का भी वही है. He knows how to handle players, handle stars. So he will be the best person if we sack Ten Hag. But if let's say Marino is not available, then Ten Hag is the only option we have.
What do you think? Would Mourinho prefer joining Chelsea or United?
I
Uh,
feel I
I
feel
feel
Chelsea. I have a strong feeling it's going to be Chelsea because um, United. I know new owners and new management and everything, but I think there was a bit of a stint in between as well, where Mourinho didn't have the backing of his own fans. United fans just weren't backing him enough. Chelsea, on the other hand, I think that's been the Chelsea fan base has rather been the one fan base that has been extremely loyal to Jose Mourinho, and I just have a feeling that. With a relatively younger squad, I think Mourinho, and with all of the Cobham players that they've got there, all the academy players that they got there, they know what
right.
Mourinho's done for Chelsea. So if he happens to join Chelsea, I think they're going to be a force to reckon the coming season. But I have a feeling that out of all the available managers and out of all the available clubs, I think the most probable one that I would like to see would be Mourinho going to Chelsea.
Yeah, so you rightly said Jose will always choose Chelsea over United because what he has achieved with the club, that those records. I think what is that record? 15 goals considered in the entire season. He
Only,
still,
yeah,
yeah, he still holds that record,
and two Premier Leagues.
and
Yeah,
two Premier Leagues,
two.
obviously. So yeah, he will always become a Chelsea manager, and he will do great over there as he has seen Chelsea over the years. He knows the how the system works in Chelsea, and he will get them back on track.
Hmm.
Do you think there's a
Hopefully.
chance of Chelsea reappointing Thomas Tuchel, just thinking it was a big mistake to sack him in the first place?
I think it
What do you
was
think?
with the previous new ownership had just come in, and he went on and went to win the Champions League out of nowhere, and then
Yes,
sacked the very next season, followed by appointing Graham Potter,
which was a
Frank Lampard,
disaster.
Graham Potter, which both were a disaster, and we knew. Um, it's been quite evident with these Englishmen managing their clubs after playing very good for their respective clubs, be it Gerrard, be it Lampard. Both have had flops with Aston Villa and um, Aston Villa and
Chelsea.
Chelsea and Everton per se. But yeah, if Mourinho is to come to Chelsea, I think they've got an amazing squad with immense amount of squad depth. And yeah, Mourinho won't be able to complain about anything this time around, because he would have wanted for a change in the shift who could have opted for something easier with Bayern or some other club if it was available. But like we discussed, Liverpool's slot has already been filled. Like we know, Arne's slot is gonna come in. Jurgen Klopp has made the announcement for the same, but I don't think signing Tuchel would be the right thing to do for
हम
Chelsea.
लोग हम लोग यहाँ मरीनो और टुशेल के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, पता चला लैम्पार्ड ही जॉब लेके चला गया.
Nah, I don't think they'll make that mistake again. No. Lampard United का जॉब लेके गया तो नहीं पता भाई.
तो
भाई वो
मैं तो
लैम्पार्ड
नाचूंगा,
नहीं,
मैं तो और
नहीं, रूनी भी नहीं चाहिए मुझे तो मैनेजर.
Rooney
लैम्पार्ड जरूरत नहीं भाई.
Rooney got appointed by Argyle, some team named Argyle.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, आज ही
Well,
news है.
talking about Thomas Tuchel, we know that he's had his final games with Bayern. He's not going to continue there, which means we've got another slot that's open for some of the top managers that are out of jobs this upcoming summer. Viraj, who do you think is going to be at Bayern Munich next season?
Looking at the reports, I'm quite surprised to see companies, Vincent Company, my leader, my captain, my legend, to become the manager for Bayern after having a good spell at Burnley, getting them back to Premier League, but getting relegated in the very first season. I know it was quite clear because the way they've played, he couldn't have done it any better. I think he had a couple of wins which were quite crucial this season, but that does not justify the fact that I can go on and manage Bayern Munich because it's a whole different scenario out there. The club was built around the fans and has been around the fans, has had no other outsiders involvement into the club as such, and Bayern have had their first trophyless season as well because I don't want
Thanks to Kane.
to I don't want to put Kane into the reason because as a player Kane is amazing, but yes, it's gonna be awkward seeing Company manage Muller, who's won the treble, who's won the Champions League, who's won the World Cup, who's won the league, a lot of
Who's won
times.
everything?
That's just one part of it, but yeah. I think in the next 10 years, I would say yes, because he's had a good spell at Anderlecht before he joined Burnley, and Burnley was kind of a step up, but Burnley to Bayern Munich is kind of a lottery winning 1 in a million kind of situation, I would say.
Yeah, it's a huge step. Like I was shocked when I read. I was like, "ये क्या हो रहा है?" मतलब are Bayern are like the people running
Out
the
of their
club
mind.
in their right minds? Like, why would you appoint a man? Like, of course he is a good manager. Like he is a out and out, very vocal, very passionate leader. But at the end of the day, like Burnley still got relegated. I'm just worried that Bayern have, I'm pretty sure they would have seen something and that we guys won't know about the discussions that's happened at the back. But I think it was a bit of a statement signing in terms of manager, where they said, you know what, we're going to take Kompany and see what he can do, rather than looking at another Thomas Tuchel kind of a situation where you've got an already successful manager who still couldn't do too much at this club as well, losing the Bundesliga, getting out in a very stupid fashion in the Champions League against Madrid, where they could have actually just gone into the finals. Hame, what do you think about Kompany at Bayern?
कंपनी के साथ ऐसे हुआ है कि लाइक इंटर्नशिप किया कोई छोटे कंपनी में एंड लाइक
MNC में
मिला माइक्रोसॉफ्ट गूगल से. ऐसा हो रहा है उसका करियर ऐसे टर्न आउट
उपमा दिए.
obviously, as you guys said, like managing a small club and managing a Bayern Munich, it's completely different. If you lose one game in Bayern with Bayern Munich, question will be asked, like, and especially if you are having now a tough competition like Leverkusen, it's not easy at Bayern as well now, and so they should get a manager who has experience of managing a good team, or I think they made a huge mistake by sacking Nagelsmann. Like he was a good manager for their team. He was doing good job as well. But yeah, now
Doing a
let's
good
see.
job with the informant as well, I must say.
Mm.
Nagelsmann. The reason of him being sacked. But yeah, like you said, Bayern they don't spare their managers.
They
Be it
don't.
Nico Kovac, Nagelsmann, be it Tuchel, be it Hansi Flick as well. No.
Yeah. I just think Bayern just looked at the options available. They're like, Mourinho, no, too much drama. Thomas Tuchel is already just leaving. No, we don't want to extend him. Pochettino, no ways. And they're like, let's just get company and get done with it.
I think they would have, if they would have waited for a while, they would have had Allegri available, considering he's left the job at Juventus now. But yeah, they
But
were like, they must be regretting this right now.
yeah, but I think Allegri kind of needs a break. Like after what
Oh
happened in that
yeah,
Coppa Italia final, I just think he needs to relax for a season,
yeah.
get himself together, and then look at jobs. But on that note, again, if not for Company, I mean, who do you think would have been another manager that you would have liked to see at Bayern?
Uh, I think Jose only. From what currently available managers, I think Jose would be good for them. Yeah, Jose
सब जगह
has
डाल
like
दे तू जोजे को.
सब जगह.
from the available option, वही best है यार हर जगह. Like there is no one close to him.
Yeah.
Or if you think any other manager, no. Like
Yeah,
it's
I'm just gonna stick with Jose Mourinho
Jose.
for any club. So, Viraj, what do you think?
I think it would be a win-win situation for Pochettino and for Bayern if they merge, shake hands. They'll be like, all right, let's give this a try.
Yeah,
But yeah, company's situation is kind of a bummer right now. But yeah, if not Pochettino, I would say De Zerbi, who's
deserve. Yeah,
again, yeah, he might do a good job at Bayern, especially with their flanks and fast pace
yep,
counterattacks. Yes.
yeah. I have the same feeling. I think like Pochettino and Bayern could have been a good match. Like would have been one of the most unexpected matches, but like Poch's style of play is that he relies heavily on his striker, and that's why Kane was so successful and came to the forefront. It was Pochettino who got him and developed him to be the striker that he is today. And having him back in his team, I think, would have been a really great situation for the club and Pochettino if that ever happened. Because like while he was at PSG as well, he did do well. He got sacked because the way Real Madrid knocked us out in that round of 16 game was very humiliating. That's the only reason why he got sacked, because when he took over the club after Thomas Tuchel's sacking, he still took us to the semi-finals where again PSG bottled it against City, and I think the same applies to him for Chelsea as well. Like I think he would have been a really good manager had he been given time. It was all falling into place for them. Like the team was starting to perform well. They won 6 games in a row, finished fifth or sixth on the table as well, and I think it would have worked out. But if not Company, I think I would have seen him at Bayern as well. Moving on, our next club and my favorite club, FC Barcelona. Oh my God! यार ये क्लब मेरे को बिल्कुल समझ में नहीं आता. इनका क्या है? मतलब मेसी, they did the same thing. Xavi, like that guy said, भाई मेरा हो गया, मैंने सब जितना मैं कर सकता हूँ ये क्लब के लिए मैंने कर लिया है, मैं जा रहा हूँ, मैं और नहीं रुक सकता है. इधर लापोर्टा एंड डेको लिटरली बेग्ड कि भाई प्लीज रुक जा, हम तेरे को जो चाहिए तेरे साइनिंग्स लाके देंगे, तेरे को ये लाके देंगे, प्लीज रुक जा, यू बीन डूइंग वेल, प्लीज रुक जा. Cut to 3 months later, like get lost, we don't want you anymore. It's like it was almost like they asked him to stay only because they couldn't sack him and he was leaving, and they wanted to sack him, so they asked him to say कि भाई तू रुक जा, हम लोग तेरे को बाद में निकालते हैं. Like
ironically the situation is kind of messy.
It is very messy.
True. Exactly what they do, only they know. Like they have so many problems. Xavi, and Xavi was a good manager. I feel winning La Liga in the first season itself without Messi, and he was doing great. Yeah, struggled a bit, and obviously Madrid being the best club in Europe, I don't know what standards they have to set, or what they are targeting. What is that club's goal? Whom they are, whom they want to, beat in terms of managing the club. But yeah, sacking him was a very weird decision. And who Hansi
I
Flick is
think for
coming? I don't.
now, club's main goal is to host more weddings.
and sell shards of and sell
Grass.
And then
strands
shards
of
of grass.
grass from from the Camp Nou is getting redeveloped, so they can't do that as well.
वो अपने अपने इधर गणपति में ने क्या पूजा के लिए यूज करते हैं
Oh,
Durwa.
Dhruva.
दुर्वा
Durwa.
कैंप कैंप नो जाएगा ये टाइम इंडिया में
Oh man, but yes, like I think the great Fabrizio Romano has said that Hansi Flick's almost done agreed terms to manage Barca next season. What is your views on that, Viraj? Hansi Flick in Barca.
I think if Here We Go has confirmed it, it's quite meant to be.
Yes.
And I think Hansi Flick would do a good job because he would try to build the team around himself and he wouldn't care about the heritage and the historic tiki-taka of Barca. He'll be like, screw that, that's in the bin now. I'm gonna put my mind into this because the players are not similar to what Barca was back then, what we have seen as we've grown up. It's all changed into counter-attacks, it's all changed into being a three-man defense, into being more into the midfield, and having an extra set of player in the mid to get that upper hand into the attack. Yeah, I think Hansi would he would need a bit of time because challenging Madrid in the league is gonna take them is gonna get them into some troubles. But if you get that out of the way, I think this would be a rebuilding session, and they might have a better score at the end of this season. And into the seasons coming after this, I think yes, Hansi Flick could turn out to be a good manager from
Amaya,
Yeah,
what do
Barca.
you
rightly
think?
said. Yeah, as he said rightly, like tiki taka is no more a style of play which you should prefer in modern football. Like
Yeah.
times have changed, they should move on to counter attacks, or and Hansi Flick, being good at that, he has showed us in Bayern Munich. He did a wonderful job there, and same he'll do. I'm expecting he should do with Barca, but Bayern, when he took Bayern was in a very better position. Barca is now at their like bottom, and so he will need a lot of signings, a lot of time, and a good backup from the board. So if all these things are given to him, he will do a good job. And I think even Barca should give some keep some low expectations at the beginning. Like the where at the moment he's taking the club is very at a struggling point. So he needs time. That's for sure. What do you think,
Yeah,
Amir?
I think Flick would be good in terms of like Barca's got a relatively young squad as well, and I think he'd be good in managing that talent because I think Barca and Flick are both really about rules. Xavi had a couple of rules as well in terms of monitoring the players' off-field behaviors and making sure and just keep monitoring what they're eating and a lot of that stuff, keeping the players in check. I think Flick's going to implement a similar style when he starts managing the club as well. I think that will help the youngsters at the club. I'm pretty sure we're going to see some more of the La Masia graduates that have just that Xavi's brought into the first team. We think we'll see them blossom under Flick as well. But it's a good managerial signing for Barca. I think it's a step in the right direction if they're not continuing with Xavi, which again, मेरे को नहीं समझ में आता है why they've sacked Xavi, but I think none of the other guys like I think Mourinho, Pochettino, or Thomas Tuchel, or even Allegri for that matter, would not have been a perfect fit for Barca. I think they would leave the club in a worse position than it currently is if any of them took.
One name that comes into my mind, if Barca were to get, a quick fire road to success to get them, kick started for a good season and then appoint
Yeah.
Hansi Flick, would have been Zidane, but that is definite. That would never happen. That would never happen
Oh,
That'd be
ever.
no
nice.
chance. No way. Yeah, no
That
chance.
is why, yes. And
Zidane would grow hair before joining
yeah,
Barca.
yeah, Zidane would be, relieved of his red card before he can join Barca as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, Hansi Flick is the most optimal solution for Barca at the moment.
Yeah. On that note, just before we end our episode for today, just want to put in a special mention for the normal one, Klopp. I think he's going to take another sabbatical from the world of football after literally transforming Liverpool and bringing them to their greatness back again. Definitely not a dream ending this season, but I think whatever he's done at Liverpool has been so inspirational. I think they should just build a statue for Klopp in front of Anfield as well.
Definitely deserves one. As
Definitely.
much as
Yeah.
I hate those players, I love Klopp
Yeah,
for
you can't
being
hate
even
Klopp.
if
loyal
even if
and
you even if you hate Liverpool, if you see the 2018, 19, 20, those years, you will love watching them. The way they
Yeah.
played
yeah.
against City or even United.
I've seen that
United so high.
in 17-18 as well when we were in the quarterfinals against Liverpool and we were 3-0 down and
Oh, what a game that!
Chamberlain right and left we were conceding goals and yeah, very unfortunate into the finals, but did go on and win it before
And
winning
I
the
think
Premier League, which is
they
quite a
they
big thing.
also have that record of greatest comeback in UCL, like fair comeback. What do you
Oh,
Fair comeback,
Fair
and they did it
historic.
against
Fair.
the team
and
that did the unfair comebacks.
Karma
yeah, exactly.
always comes to
Yes,
you.
One of the
served on
best
a
So
game
platter.
in UCL. Yeah,
Yes.
it would be quite
Uh,
exciting. It would be quite exciting to see three Baldies
Arne
fight
Slott.
fight for
Yes.
the crown. Yeah,
Yeah, it's going to be the battle of the balls. I think it'll be an exciting season. I think another young manager, 45 years old, Arne Slot. I would like to see what he does at United. I think no one's knows. It's almost as if no one knows who Arne Slot is. It's gonna be like he's joining the team, but he's not. He's got big shoes to fill for sure,
yeah.
but like he's not. I think people don't have any preconceived notions about him. Like when Pep joined City, everyone knew how great of a manager Pep is, right? When Mourinho joined United, everyone knew what great of a manager Mourinho is, and there were like those heavy expectations on your shoulders. But I think Slot has that advantage in terms of coming in like with a point to prove that he's one of the big managers. He has the qualities to compete with the other top managers in the Premier League, and it'll definitely be a really exciting season next year. On that note, we'll finish our podcast for today. Please, as I always say, like our video if you've enjoyed watching and listening to us. Share the video to all of your friends as much as you can, friends and family, and press
Let
that
us know your
subscribe
opinion
button.
into the
And
comments as well.
for sure, yes, let us know your opinions,
Right.
who you'd like to see manage the clubs that we spoke about today. Please give us any feedback that you'd like to give us, and that's it. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.